guy. You see, the clock is moving now. While we were watching that montage, the jury is back in the deliberation room and continuing to discuss this case. Let's bring in our law enforcement analyst guest. I'm so pleased to have Sonny Slaughter on the show with me this hour. Sonny, good morning to you. Share with me your thoughts about Brendan Banfield's story, because I haven't got a chance to talk to you about his testimony. I was out on Friday, and everybody had the week to think about. I got a lot of messages on social media. I'm sure you did too, my friend. A lot of people saying what I like to say, pants on fire. Sonny, as an investigator, tell me, were you buy-in what this guy is selling?
Good morning, Julie. I'm so glad I get to share this and unpack this with you really quick this morning. So, no, I didn't buy anything that he said. So if we go back to not only his testimony, words, but his presence, the way in which he conducted his delivery was so off-putting. It was kind of slow and dragging out, as if he was trying to tell a story, to build a narrative around some falsehoods that really did not make sense. And when you think about the co-conspirator, Juliana, she, in my professional opinion, does not have the capacity. She lacks the fortitude, and she also lacks the intentionality to pull together a plan. Because, see, when you think about what Brendan, his role in all of this, allegedly, because he's not convicted yet, he is the person that is closely related to the victim. So he had the most to gain from her murder and not the co-conspirator in this. He did not want to be married. He did not want to be married to her. She was a sane nurse, of all things, a sexual assault nurse examiner, very high profile, very dedicated, committed, strategic. This man was a philanderer. He lied at every turn, but he also had some truth in there, because a person that lies also embeds some form of truth. Did he love her? I'm sure he did at one time. Did he love her now? No, she was a problem. He needed someone that he could control, and that was not his wife. That was Juliana. That was someone who was vulnerable. She was easily manipulated. Brendan is the manipulator, the con artist, the con man, wrapped in normalcy, but cloaked in danger.
Yeah, I know. I agree, Sonny. Tell me, you know, when we think about Joseph Ryan in all of this, he's become kind of the forgotten victim. And it's really, really unfair. And I'm sure you have something to say about that. Your thoughts, please, my friend.
You know, I was watching you, of course, this morning and with my colleagues. I'm so glad that you really talked about him as a victim. He is not a secondary victim. He is just as much as a victim as was the Brendan's wife. You know, the heinousness of it all. I don't want people to get sidetracked by whatever proclivity that he had for fetishes, okay? That is not the issue. He was innocent. He was lured there, and I am naming a thing. This is domestic violence, murder by ambush and conspiracy, and this poor man who had a family, those who loved him, became the victim of a conspiracy for which he had nothing at all to do with. He was innocent. He was there to play out a fantasy. He had no reason to murder her. This was all a conspiracy laid out by Brendan, supported by Juliana, carried out by both of them. Now, 2 people are dead. 2 people will hopefully receive the justice that they need with conviction, and one that will go away potentially for life based on his actions.
Yeah, Sonny, really appreciate your insights, and thank you for weighing in on Joseph Ryan. We have been struggling to find information about him. We want to know more about him, and we've been trying. We understand that there has been an interview done by WUSA TV station with Joseph's mom, and we just got another clip in from that interview, and here his mom is talking about what she really wants people to know about her beloved son. Let's take a look together.
What do you want people to know who are hearing you say that and they are passing judgment? What do you want them to know and think about before they pass judgment?
I want them to look in the mirror. That's what I want. If they have issues, they're their issues. And maybe they're ashamed of their own sexual desires.
You know, what do they say? Let he who is without sin cast the first stone, right?
Yes.
Yeah, that
Yes.
poor mother. I mean, this is upsetting enough, you know, to have her son murdered, I'm sure. But then these details coming out, and our friend Tommy Pope, you know, said it really well, Sonny. The defense theory, you know, in Brendan Banfield's story is painting Joseph Ryan out to be the bad guy. You know, that's what Brendan Banfield did on the stand. He pointed the finger at him and said, I'm the good guy, I'm the hero, essentially. But if you believe the Commonwealth, and I do, I know you do, Sonny.
Yes.
Joseph Ryan's not the bad guy. You know, he's allowed to have a fetish and a sexual proclivity. You know, that's fine. That was his prerogative. Your thoughts on Mom and what she must be going through, Sonny, the judgment and feelings of shame that we know must exist here.
You know, I'm a mom. I have 2 boys. I have 2 girls. And I just got chills thinking about this. She is having to defend her son around his desires that had nothing to do with the death of an individual, because he has been painted with a lens of being a rapist, a sexual predator, someone who didn't matter because he had these desires. And she is, I love how she is defending her son. She has a right to, she should, and we should all stand with her, because this case will be about a murder, but also about the defense of an innocent man who had nothing to do with the murder, but his name will forever be tied to the taint and stain of what Brendan has done with his words, with his testimony, and with his actions.
Yeah, so well said, Sonny. Our hearts go out to the Ryan family, and of course, Christine Banfield's family, who we know we've seen at the courthouse. The Ryan family, we understand, has not been there, and it's a choice, as you know. Some people want to see everything, some people just find it too painful, and we're not judging either way. We know it's wrong what happened to those 2.